What you're gonna see is real life messiness. Hello! So, fall is just around the corner. Goodbye, summer! And I wanted to welcome in the new season with small little decor pieces. And if you can't tell by some things in my apartment, I tend to leave decorations up way past the event. So that's why I want to make something small and something I can just leave up and forget if I choose not to put it away. And I'm gonna show you the situation that I have right now on the media console, and this is where I want the decoration to sit. So this is gonna be real, it's messy, I need to clean it, I need to organize it. This is the current situation of our sad media console. We have this stack of books, which I should organize, and I'm thinking of actually maybe turning it so that it stacks up this way and I can have it more over there. I have this candle which is on its last leg, and I have dry bits of flour because this is where I put my flower vase. I have Christmas decor that has been out year-round and small little pictures that are hidden by the stack of books. This is one of my products that I need to put away. This is a bunch of personal, sentimental, and also official documents that I need to clean up as well. And this just seems like it's been our dumping ground. So I'm going to clean this up and organize it because I do want the decor that I'm making to sit right in this corner. So we are going to try that. The inspiration behind what I'm making today is this Urban Outfitters mushroom photo stand. It is super cute, and to keep with the fall theme, I did want something mushroom-y, and I also want it to be something functional as well. So this combines the fall and the functionality, so this is perfect. And it's so cute. It gives me a really good base to put some pressed flowers on because I do want to incorporate pressed flowers. And I even exercised a little creativity and added something special that I have in mind that I think will be so cool for this. The second piece that I am creating is taking typical fall decor and elevating it a little bit and giving it some femininity and pizzazz. So I found this small little cute pumpkin at the grocery store, but if you want, I think a better suggestion is to use faux pumpkins. That way you make it once and you can reuse it every season. I think this is such a great project, and it's fall without being too fall, if you know what I mean. So I'm really excited to share these two projects with you. Okay, let's get started. The first project that I'm going to be working on is the mushroom. So we're going to need some polymer clay. And the first part of the mushroom that I'm going to be working on is the stalk. I want it nice and chunky and a little tapered at the top, so I'm rolling it at an angle. Next is the mushroom cap. I'm checking it every so often to make sure that it's in proportion with the stalk and that I'm liking the shape of it. And to imitate the gills on the mushroom, I'm just using this plastic knife to create that line and texture like the gills. To create the slot for the photo, I'm just using a toothpick and pressing it down onto the mushroom. After the initial pass with the toothpick, I put a post-it note in there to see if it was deep enough to hold up and if I liked the angle in which it stood up. And this is where I exercised a little bit of creative freedom. I made a base for my mushroom, and the intention was to use ground coffee, and that would give like a nice coffee scent to the room, but also look really cool because it would look like dirt for the mushroom. But I didn't have any ground coffee, but now that the project is completed, I think coffee could be a good option for you to use there, but also dried flowers, or if you have some potpourri, you can put that in there too, and it'll be very in theme and also practical. Once all the pieces of the mushroom were baked and ready, it was time to take it outside to sand and give it that final smooth texture. I started off with, I think, 120 grit, and then I went finer and did maybe 220 grit. Then I did 3 coats of paint. For the mushroom cap, I embellished it with some chamomile flowers, and it looks so good. I just used a little bit of Mod Podge, and after it was dry and fully glued onto the surface of the mushroom, I did a final layer of Mod Podge on top of everything. The next project is the pressed flower pumpkin. Again, I'm going to be using Mod Podge to glue the flowers onto the pumpkin. I'm using a mix of fern, carnation petals, delphinium petals, and purple stock. What I found worked really well to get the flowers glued onto the pumpkin as easy and fast as possible was to paint on your layer of glue first and let it get a little dry and tacky, then put the pressed flowers on top of it. You would still have to hold it on there for a long time, but it eventually would stick. I have these copper flakes that I wanted to use too. I think the color is perfect for fall. It's got that rusty, deep orangey color, and it does elevate the look of the pumpkin in my opinion. And then to tie the whole pumpkin together, I decided to paint the stem of the pumpkin with this metallic copper paint. I had to do so many coats of this, and in the end, it did dry a little more yellowish gold. The metallic of the stem does connect with the metallic flakes, so it is a little bit more cohesive. And then to cleaning the media console. I have pressed flowers in every single one of these books, so I first needed to clear all of that out. And then I needed to give this media console a good wipe down because the dust has just been building. And ta-da! It is definitely a lot more organized. But my intention of having this small decor live on the media console year-round is not very practical, especially with how I styled it. I used real dried foliage, but if you do want to make this a bit more year-round friendly, I would say you can use faux foliage garland, and that would be much better. I think the final projects, especially seeing it styled together, it does look a little more fall fantasy rather than just like straight up fall. And I kind of like that. It's giving me magical fall vibes. If you decide to create your own magical mushroom or pressed flower pumpkin, let me know, tag me on Instagram because I would love to see it. Happy start to fall, happy creating, and take care. Bye! Is taking the typical fall direction, not fall direction, and giving it pressed flower decoupage. So it is a little